Gideon tests God, Judges 6. Once again, welcome to our biblical channel. In Judges 6, the story of Gideon unfolds during a time when Israel is oppressed by the Midianites due to their disobedience to God. The Israelites had turned to idolatry, worshiping false gods like Baal, and as a result, God allowed the Midianites to ravage their land. This caused great suffering, and the Israelites cried out to the Lord for help. Gideon is introduced while hiding in a winepress, threshing wheat to keep it from the Midianites. The angel of the Lord appears to him, calling him a mighty warrior, and declaring that God has chosen him to deliver Israel from the Midianites. Gideon, doubting both himself and God's promise, questions why the Israelites have been abandoned and insists that he is the least in his family, from the weakest tribe. Despite his doubts, Gideon seeks reassurance from God. He first asks for a sign, offering a meal of goat meat, bread, and broth, which the angel of the Lord miraculously consumes with fire. Encouraged, Gideon obeys God's first command to tear down his father's altar to Baal and cut down the Asherah pole beside it, replacing it with an altar to the Lord. Fearful of his family and community, he does this at night. The townspeople discover the destroyed altar and want to kill Gideon, but his father defends him, saying Baal should fight for himself if he's a real god. Later, when the Midianites and their allies prepare for battle, the Spirit of the Lord comes upon Gideon, and he summons the Israelites to fight. However, Gideon still seeks confirmation from God. He famously tests God with two signs using a fleece of wool. First, he asks that the fleece be wet with dew while the ground remains dry. When God fulfills this request, Gideon asks for the opposite, the fleece to stay dry while the ground is wet. Both signs are granted, convincing Gideon that God is indeed with him. This chapter highlights themes of faith, doubt, and the necessity of trusting God's power rather than human strength. Gideon's story encourages believers to rely on God, even in moments of fear or uncertainty, trusting that He will provide guidance and assurance. For more blessings and more videos, please subscribe to our channel. God be with you.